Hey everyone, so we're back. We're getting ready to remove and disassemble a lot of this wiring, get rid of the heater core. To remove this bar, there's a bunch of bolts. You're going to need a 12 and a 10 millimeter. So there's two nuts here. Okay, there's 2 bolts down here. That takes care of this side. There's also going to be 2 nuts here, 3 nuts back here that'll have to come out to remove this bracket, but it's not necessary to get rid of the bar. So when we go to the other side, okay, on the driver's side, there's 3 nuts over here. Okay, and then there's 2 more bolts down here that have to come out. There's also 1 over here that would be right behind the center console that has to come out. And then there's 2 bolts that hold on to the steering wheel shaft here. Okay, now once you get those out, you should be able to remove the bar that runs across. You'll have to snip a lot of the wiring. There's a lot of clips that hold the wiring in. Disconnect all that, get it out of the way. And then there's also this. There's 2 screws in here. They'll have to come out, hold this module. And then this bar should come out. So when I was jigging it loose, there's this relay that's not, I disconnected it already. And then there's this other plug, which I couldn't get to when it was in. Actually, I still can't get to. Come on. Where is it? Let's just do this. Alright, it just popped it off the metal bracket. Get that out of the way. Now when you pull this out, you gotta pull it out from the passenger side. Because you gotta slide it off these tabs. So now this can come out. And there we go. Alright, so this is the bar. This is that data plug that we showed in the previous episode. Now this can all come out. Whoops. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because I don't have that type of tool to get that out, I'm just going to cut this bracket off anyway, because I don't plan on running an airbag. So now you can see we can get to the heater core and everything. For this heater core, so far I've removed 1 nut here. There's another one here that I can get to now. There's also a bolt back there. And then I'm sure there's going to be other ones once I find them. This I already took 1 nut out of there. And then I'll have to go in the engine bay as well and disconnect it from in there. In the engine bay, what you can do, there's an inlet out here. These you can just push in to get it loose. Those I have to, there must be still bolts holding that on. So let's see what that did. So as you can see, this is now loose. Trying to keep it angled down, so if there's any water in there, I'm not getting it all over my car. Can't see anything there. Oh, shit. So this is what it looks like when you take that out. You just gotta wiggle it, it'll come out. Just give it a little finesse. This is the part that we just removed. So now we can take a look. There's another bolt down there that I'm gonna have to remove. I think that might be the last one for that. So let's see if we can get it. So that came out pretty easy. Let's see. Alright, so it seems there's something somewhere holding this in. Oh, and there it is. Alright. And there we go. Alright, so we got a plug up here. What else? What else? Oh, we gotta lift up. This plastic piece has a little hook. Lift it up. Come on. There we go. It'll fall away. And there we go. There's part 2. Alright, now we got a big gaping hole. Now, what do we need for this guy? Let's see. There's one underneath here. Move the carpet back a little bit. Alright, so for the last piece, there's also one more bolt there on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and get that one. Alright, now once you get those 2 on the bottom, the 2 on the top, we should be able to finagle this out. Gotta watch this. Alright, now I got it stuck. Awesome. Alright. Well, that's what I didn't want to happen. So there's still a little bit of coolant in here. So, okay, I'm stuck. There's still one more plug. Alright, so we got this out. I'm curious to see how much is actually left in here. And quite a bit. So, we didn't want that going on in the car. So luckily, I only spilled a little. Not a big deal. So now that we got that all out, this is what we're left with. Alright. So we got the wiring harness up here. Got some bunch wires over there, etc. So from here, I think what we're gonna do is try and peel back. There's the battery cable. Peel back some of this carpet. See how much of this sound deadening I can get off. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain. There's a bunch of clips here which will have to be removed. These will have to come off. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, so I just spent a good amount of time ripping out whatever sound deadening insulation I could off the firewall. I pulled the engine harness through, the front harness, not really the engine harness, the front harness, through this opening here. I separated everything. These are the 2 connectors. This is for the inside of the car. There's another one just like it for the front harness. This is the front relays here on the driver's side. These are the 2-port connectors. These are all the fuses, relays, modules, all the wiring that was behind the dash. This is pretty much all of it. And then that's all that's left is this. The steering column, the pedals, and that's it. So their next step will most likely be patching up all these holes. Just weld in some steel plugs. I don't need all these holes anymore. I'll probably put the bar back in. This way I can start laying out where I want to lay the ECU, my switches, relays, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's it. I mean, after this, I'm going to go through this harness as much as I can to see what I need, what I don't need. A lot of this is actually going to be coming out. So I'm going to cut that back. Maybe I can try and move this harness, or not this harness, the fuses and relays. Maybe I'll leave them there, maybe I won't. We'll see how involved this gets, but But that's it. It's all cleaned up for the most part. All the wiring's out of the way. Now it's time to plug those holes up. Go through a lot of this wiring, man. It's a lot of wiring. That's it. Get rid of these speakers, door plugs. This is the tweeter on the side. I don't need that. This is the antenna cord. That's going to have to get torn out. The antenna in the back's actually gone now. This has to be fixed, but it's plugged. The antenna's out. The module's still in there, but got to take it out. You can actually see a lot of these plugs. A lot of that will be coming out. The only thing that will be in the trunk is the reverse lights and the tail lights and brake lights. That's it. So that's it. Dash is out. Made a lot of progress. It's actually a really nice green, like the car used to be. You can see that. I wish it still looked like that. It's nice. This is what the green. This is the roof. All the paint's faded. But it still has a little glimmer to it, but not nearly as nice as that. That's it. So stay tuned for more where we get more involved in all the wiring. We'll go through, especially the body harness, what you need, what you don't need if you're just looking for a basic car. No amenities, no radio, heat, nothing like that. This is the other half of that harness that goes to the front. This is the other plug. So we'll be going through that. Going through this whole front harness. It loops around through here, runs along the front, comes back to this fuse box. This I already have loose, as you can see. A lot of this stuff I won't really need anymore. Radiator fans are coming off. That's not there, that's not there. This is for, looks like it says auto, but ignition, that's going to move. That's not there. That can move. The horn. Front fog, that's not going to be there. AC compressor. So, we'll see. A lot more work to do. This is the front, where we pulled out the heater core. That hose isn't really hooked up, but that's got to come out. That plug actually might fit perfect for that bulkhead plug. Let's check that out. That's it. All these brake lines are going to be redone. These holes, no grommet. That's not good. Luckily I got some, so if anything I'll have to patch that hole. Maybe I'll put it through one of these actually. But we'll see. That's it, man. Definitely needs to be cleaned. Still a lot of grime on these. A lot of grime. And that's it. So stay tuned for more. Subscribe, hit the like, leave comments. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you guys. Peace.